Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And this guy here is more important than ever. It's none other than Kaiser Heinrich IV of the Holy Roman Empire, who resides here in Frankfurt, and it's just around the corner. We don't even have to get through the dreaded Isenburg forest to get to him. He's now 31 years of age. Starts out very young, as we know. Interestingly, right, a personality that we kind of would clash with, I think, given that he's a lustful man. Also a bit of a cynicist. I don't think that we are very much like him in that way. A resentful, bitter man who's also ambitious. Quite interesting combination. But nevertheless, we have, or rather Siegfried has pledged to his cause, and he's now a direct vassal to the emperor. That would make him Reichsunmittelbar. That's the correct term that you would use in German. The term that historians use anyway. That means whenever a town or a whole county or whatever is directly below the Kaiser, and there's no one else in between, then you are Reichsunmittelbar. And that's what we are now. We're part of his council. Well, not in the traditional sense. Like, we are nowhere here. Of course not. We are they're bigger people on that court. Well, lots of other counts as well. Ugo of Bologna, Valerian of Arlon. Okay. Of Arnoul of Chigny. And there's a Markgraf in there, so at least someone who has like a duchy title. Anyways, okay, we're not on that council here, but we are a council of sorts because we directly offer our services to the Kaiser. That means we can attend his court and therefore work directly for him, do some kind of schemes that would help him doing stuff. Anyways, so where do we go from here? I've been asked about having a look into whatever goes on in the wider world. Things are happening, of course, as always. I do see, for example, that Nordmark here has become quite powerful. Well, I guess there's also mercenaries in here. But, okay, so there is some kind of opposition against the Reich and Denmark building, interestingly. The Reich itself has become much bigger because it has now incorporated Hungary. Because Hungary now has a Przemysl king who's looks a bit rough. Anyways, okay, so that's happened, right? So we are considerably larger. Anything else? I think France is all right. I have played a campaign once here in Angoulême. With the Taille Fair, but they are nowhere to be seen, and I did have a look into like why that is the case, and let me just check. Title history. There we go. We did have a Taille Fair ruler, but he died of consumption. He also had a brother, and he died from being ill, and he had two sons, and they are both slain in battle. So that's very, very unfortunate, right? So that's so much about the Taille Fair. They're gone. What about the Weather? Also doesn't look very good for them. There's only a daughter. Alright, okay, at least there's that side here. But he also only has daughters. So there we go. All the former families, they are just nowhere to be seen. By the way, we do have Bohemond, of course, in the game as well. There he is. And he, interestingly, is part of the court of Roi Philippe of France. In our real history, he would eventually marry the daughter of the King of France. So that's, at least there's that. But interesting, yeah, that he would now be at the court of the King of France. Right. So, like I said, we are now Reichsunmittelbar. So that comes with some boons, but also with some negatives. And the negative that I immediately saw was we are actually quite vulnerable in that spot when it comes to being attacked. And we can now basically be attacked from anyone else within the empire. Right? We don't have the umbrella that we formerly had here in the Archbishopric. Although, as you do see, it didn't help much. It wouldn't have helped us much anyway. And I think we still have, well, we have autonomous vessels here in the Greater Reich, so therefore we would be able to attack freely. And the person that would attack us freely is that guy here, Pfalzgraf Hermann. He still has that claim to the Grafschaft of Sayn, a pressed claim nonetheless, so that means his daughters here will inherit it. And he could attack us at any point. I was thinking I could actually purchase a truce. For 50 gold, we could have a truce for 10 years. That's not too bad, actually. But the thing is, if you remember last time, just shortly before I stopped playing, we did have this event where we had to pay a large sum of gold to the Kaiser because he apparently wanted to do something. I forget about it now. But that also means everyone else had to pay the same thing. And look at that. He's at minus 238 gold. So as long as he is in minus here, and you do see he doesn't get that much money per month, he will be unable to declare war. So there's that. Good stuff. Right. We are relatively secure. That's what I'm saying. I wonder, is there anyone else... Oh, we have 8 claimants. Jesus Christ. She does have a claim. Okay. She would even do it because she can't even have another holding. But I guess she's also at minus. He's at minus 5. Also not doing anything. And there's a bunch of other Edzonen here that do have the claim against us. Right. Okay. Well, I guess I have to bear that. And that being said, we are relatively secure right now, at least at this point. What other things can I do before I start? I thought about like how do we deal with Lüdiger? As you would know, he's this kind of this sort of rival. I think rival is not the correct term. He's more of a nuisance and someone that Siegfried definitely does not like. So, and the question was always like, how do we go about this? As I said before, I don't see him doing any murder schemes or whatever. That just seems too sinister to me and a bit pointless, actually. But I guess what we can do is trying to put him in a monastery. That would be nice. Then he would definitely be gone. So you see here, 25% chance. But I guess what we could do, since I figured out that we can do that, I'm still not sure why I can do that. Maybe that's because of my being principled. Now that unlocks the punish criminal interaction. Interesting. Okay, that's something I should keep in mind. But I can apparently use the fabricate hook here. So that's something I could do now, and then I would have leverage on him to definitely put him in the monastery. There we go. Devilishly delightful. Yeah, I guess auto-invite would be fine. Let's see, do we actually have the people that would help us here? Oh, look at that. The Kaiser himself will be like, oh yeah, let's get rid of Lüdiger. No one likes Lüdiger, apparently. I think what I always like best is to invest the best possible people into, contributing to scheme phase length, because otherwise it just takes forever. So I guess we could have Hermann in here, and I guess Kaiser Heinrich is not going to be a purse, a throat, a groin. There's a lot of things you can take a knife to in a back alley if you pick your right moment. I don't think he's going to do that directly. I always think of this as more like a passive contribution, like providing resources and so on. It's funny that I do even need secrecy at my own court. That's funny to me. I guess now we would have... It would be great if we had a spy master, right? That would be great. I guess we don't. So there's that. Anyways, okay, well, but now I don't have great people to help me here. And that only went down from 5 months to 4 months. That's not that great either. Okay, well, let's remove them once more. Let's take that back. Let's see what the auto invite does. There we go. Again, at 4 months, just with 2 people that are slightly worse, but I'll take it in that case. We're already at 58%, right? Max is 66, but I guess we could wait for some advantages here, and then we see further. Okay. A lot of stuff for just some very minor things, but it's worth it in the end because we need to get rid of the Lüdiger. He needs to be gone, and we need a good reason for that, I think. Like I said before, just like, okay, of course we could just fire him and then dismiss him from court. Of course we could just do that, but I don't think that's what someone as principled as Siegfried would do. He would find a good reason to get rid of him, not just like arbitrarily throw him out. That being said, we could still, and I think at this point in time I would actually like to establish house traditions. Most of all because everyone else does it in the game. They immediately do that. And I think we have established like what Siegfried as a person, as a character really is. So, and I think that's definitely the distinction where we can see his vengefulness is going. And you see here that the mod does the distinction between vengeance and justice. And I think he is firmly on the side of justice. That would be his thing, right? Favors just vengeful and zealous traits, disfavors arbitrary and forgiving traits. And there we do have it, right? We disfavor arbitrariness. He likes to have clear-cut decisions that make sense. And not just doing something on a whim, I guess. So we get Martial per level of fame +1, Stewardship per level of fame +1. We get Natural Dread of +20, and Dread Decay is halved. So, all right, we will take it. There we go. And now officially a just person. Good. Right. Anyway, I just move on. That was what I wanted to do. We do have March again. That means the snow is retreating, and therefore we could go back to the court of the Kaiser. And again, oh, is that... Hey. Why is that... Oh, god damn it. I can't... So, if I really want to make sure that we get where we want to be, I would have to go around this way. There we go. I will do that now. Yeah, I don't feel any shame. I will just avoid that whole area here. It's evil. Evil things happen in this area. Okay, start traveling. Oh yeah, by the way, before I forget it, I want my Master of the Hunt here to track legendary game, because we know that the white boar is still around. Right, there you go, a mystical animal that was last seen in Sayn, but now it has not been in our county recently. And my theory is that it's lurking in the bad forests of Isenberg. That is my theory. Where it contributes to the 30% danger if you want to walk through it. Right. Oh! And she is pregnant once more. Oh. Without pregnancy, of course, there's the chance to have a male heir. That would make things less complicated for us. I said that in the comments before. And I stand by it. We will not have... Well, should there not be a male heir, we will not have matrilineal marriages and that kind of stuff, right? We'll do it the way people would have done at the time, even if that's detrimental to us. And if that would lead to a game over in the next generation, I would just ignore the game over, continue playing on with the heir from you know, that union. Anyways, the Kaiser's court is absolutely resplendent. Kaiser Heinrich has truly outdone himself in making the court of Frankfurt the marvel of the world. There are always rumors circulating at court. Today you overhear nervous gossip about the supposed state of Heinrich's treasury. Oh yeah. It's not good. And the bleak future that it seems to paint for the empire. Okay. Who's here? Oh, that's his sister, right? I think you would like her. She's chaste as well. And there is a guy named Rutger who's like, okay, a guest. I would throw him out, certainly. And I guess we could perform courtly duties. So how do we help him? I think we've helped him before by commending the crown to religious leaders. And I guess we could just continue by consulting with patricians, right? So, there we go. We have, again, a lot of people from the empire like to help us. They know that we get results and therefore help us here. What else can we do, by the way? Let's still negotiate an alliance here. Oh yeah, by the way, our wife is still from the House of Luxembourg. But her brothers have decided to deviate. Hermann, the Count of Gleiberg, now goes by the House of Leistenberg for whatever reason. And his brother Dietrich here is now the wonderful House of Karling-Mayen. All right. Goody. Okay, so we are here. And yeah, we'll just see about like... watch these things grow. Oh, what do we have here? We stopped at a village where the locals welcomed us warmly and hospitably treated us to some food. Among the simple delicacies we ate were some strawberries. They were delicious, to say the least, the right blend of tart and sweet. After the meal, the villagers took us to the nearby wilderness to let us see and admire their strawberry plants for ourselves. While enjoyed by many, strawberries are not the easiest to harvest or cultivate, so these villagers must have quite the expertise when it comes to strawberries. I have no doubt nearby nobles or order plenty of these fruits from the locals. Okay. So that means could you teach us how to locate these strawberries? Oh, for 10 years? Diplomacy +1, prestige +0.1, stress loss +10%. Yeah, okay, court granular changes. Can ignore that one. 30 gold. Look at him. He really wants it, I think. Just from that animation, I can tell. Now we know where to get the delicious strawberries in Sayn. Just don't go too deep into the forest, and then you'll be fine. That rhymed for some reason. What do we have here? The court today is abuzz with news that a secret rebel ring has been uncovered by the Kaiser's agents. Some hide their displeasure poorly, whilst others share a sigh of relief when Kaiser Heinrich charges you to bring these malcontents to justice. I have to do that. Now, of course, I'm not supporting the rebels. Why would I do that? No. Okay. If it's that simple, I'm just going to crush them, I guess. Now I have to do something. Extensive powers are left at your disposal to apprehend the rebels. The choice is yours. Well, I guess. Obviously, we are best at negotiating. But I said before that is not really his thing, right? He is not a negotiator. He rather... So I think that's obviously the one that works best for me, and that's the one that's trickier. But I should let's do it correctly, right? So I think that is something he would be doing. Assemble some volunteers and I'll disperse the rabble. Right, so we do it with authority. There we go, and it works. Gaining some prestige, and the Kaiser thinks we're great. Oh, and I do get a martial lifestyle perk. Oh, interesting. What do we take? Courtship doesn't make any sense. Chivalric dominance, strict organization, a man's home, bellum justum. I'll just, I guess, take a man's home. So if anyone should attack us, at least we are golden when we are in our own province defending. Right. Oh, that was only the first advantage there. Oof. Alright. I guess we can attend court again. Oh, there's his wife. There's Kaiserin Bertha. Oh dear! What's up with her? Deceitful, vengeful, gluttonous, and vain. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. That's, you better leave her alone, I guess. I guess we can indulge in courtly luxuries. Who's that? Oh, that's the Empress Mother, Agnes. Retire to the lodgings. Yeah, I guess if we want to get some work done, then we get stressed. So why don't we get a little bit of rest? I guess we can do that every now and then. Question is also, how long do we stay? I guess she's now 5 months pregnant. Should we? I guess we should return before winter. That should be fine. Oh, I bonded while sparring with Vratislav. Oh, with the Herzog of Bohemia. Oh. It's August now. Yeah, I guess we have to go around it again, so why not? Ah, I guess we can attend court one more time. Let's pray. That's always good. Can never go wrong with praying. There we are. So let's go home. Saint Elizabeth's Bread. Near the castle of Marburg, Siegfried encounters a group of pilgrims gathered around a wayside shrine. They're sharing bread and telling the story of Elizabeth of Thuringia, the young landgravine who defied her husband's orders to feed the poor during a terrible famine. Her husband called her smuggling bread beneath her cloak, explains Manfred, a Franciscan friar traveling with the pilgrims. Franciscan, would he be around at 1081? I don't think so. that I think Franciscus was later. But anyway, where was I? He demanded she reveal what she carried. When she opened her cloak, expecting punishment, the bread had transformed into roses, a miracle that proved God's blessing on her charity. The pilgrims offer to share their humble meal with your party. The bread is coarse but wholesome, and the company is warm despite the chill in the air. Well, at least we don't have to eat roses, I guess. It's a nice story. I guess Archbishop Farabert would have loved that one. And I guess, yeah, we can join them. Share on the blessed bread. Oh, and what happens now? As we travel through the outskirts of Ziegenhain, we suddenly see a jovial man in the distance. Jumping, dancing, and singing to himself, he seems like quite the character. Would you like to hear some of me songs about Heinrich, the whoremonger of the Empire? He yells at us as soon as we get within shouting distance. Before we have time to answer, he starts singing a merry tune about the depravities of Kaiser Heinrich. Yeah, well, I guess he told the wrong person in that case, because, we can kill him, right? We outright kill the man. That's, but I guess that is not something we can condone. There we go. While traveling on the road in Ziegenhain, we discovered, to our horror, that a number of our food supplies had gone bad. It appears early in our trip the food got mixed with a lot of water by accident and is now rather moldy. Nah. Okay, we stay. We still have some time. I just don't want to walk here through winter again. Don't want anyone to catch frostbite. As I pass through a small town on my travels, I am accosted by a foul-smelling man. Ugh. He stumbles forth and nearly falls onto a member of my entourage as he approaches. His breath reeks of alcohol and has clearly had a few too many cups of wine. Can you spare some change, my lord? Things have been hard up lately and I could really use a pint. After he uses the last of his self-awareness to beg, he falls over onto the ground and pisses himself. Oh. Clearly this is a sad state of affairs, but it is hardly my problem, is it? So, that's one of these, why is it 10 gold? Okay, I get it, you want to give the man something, but 10 gold, that's 3 months worth of income. I don't know, buy him a whole house. I don't think I could even, perhaps I can make something of him. Well, and here's the thing, right? This is Siegfried. He may be trusting, but only until the point where you show yourself to be untrustworthy. Because then we go straight to the other part here. And I think that man here has shown that he's untrustworthy. By his behavior. So I will get 56 stress. Where does that come from? Maybe it's just through having to be in the presence of such a guy, because that really would bother Siegfried to see someone else letting himself go like this. No, but I guess he cannot bring that to himself, like to actually be compassionate or forgiving in that case and giving the guy some money. So I'm guessing we are taking the stress. Ouch. Yeah. Guilt and shame have been plaguing me as of late. All of my sins, my flaws, my failings. These dark thoughts distract me from my responsibilities and keep me awake at night. I feel like I must do something to put an end to this mental anguish. But what could possibly help? Right. I am kind of leaning towards this. Confessing. I'm thinking again about this encounter that he had with his courtier at the time, with Clara. Where he definitely said that he was not proud of his vengeful thoughts. And maybe right now, especially when he met this guy here, it caused him so much stress. Maybe part of him, his mind is warring with itself, right? Isn't that? Did I just do something wrong here? Yeah, I think I'm taking the contrite option that lowers our intrigue even further. Damn it. And gives us some stress loss at least. So okay, there's that. Yeah, I guess the percentage here has suffered now. New perk! Level of fame impact plus 100%. Diplomacy per level of fame. Oh, that's quite nice. And legitimacy loss minus 50%. Yeah, that is quite nice. I'll take that. Right. Okay, so back home just in time before Christmas. I guess that's fine now. We don't need to cozy up to him too much. We could make love to the wife, but we're not going to do that. She is pregnant currently. That'll be a waste of resources, I guess. What else do we do? We could host a hunt, but I guess we cannot. All right, yeah, I just saw it. We cannot do the legendary hunt because we don't see any legendary creature around here. That is bad, and I think I would wait for that. Yeah, I guess I could do it for training purposes, but the thing is, I definitely would want to host the legendary hunt here in Sayn, where we do have our hunting grounds. There we go, hunting grounds. We have hound pens in the meantime. Right. There's that. And yeah, we can just go on playing. And we're at 20 advantages here. Or will be in a moment. There we go. So let's execute the scheme. We cover every possible angle. And therefore... I had not considered that. You and Vogt Ortolf have been talking about Kaiser Heinrich and the state of Holy Roman affairs for weeks now, but you finally believe that you're getting through to him. I suppose that did help out a little, and they aren't entirely to blame for my current financial situation. Ortolf agrees to do their best to support the crown in the future, an outcome that the Kaiser shall no doubt be very happy to hear. Good stuff. Again, we do gain gold. He gets approval. There we go. And we also gain some prestige. All good stuff. Question is, what do we do with all that money, by the way? And I think it's about time that we would... build a religious building. There we go. And I guess we could even go for a large monastery. Well, we do have the money for that. Should we go for a small one? Maybe we don't want to be too grandiose, I guess. So maybe we just pick the small one. A small monastery. Yeah, that will be it for now. Thank you. For those of status such as myself, one way for us to show our devotion to God as good Catholics is to found Christian religious sites. In doing so, we not only improve the spiritual lives of the locals, but also perform penance for our sins and to demonstrate our piety. I have thus ordered the construction of a small Catholic monastery. Here, monks and nuns can focus on spiritual matters and study theology and the scriptures in a peaceful environment. They can also provide a limited amount of services to the local community, thanks to the monks and nuns' knowledge of wisdom. All in all, this building will take some time to finish, but I'm sure the wait will be worth it. There we go. Immediately gain some prestige and piety. Gain recently built small Christian monastery. There we go. Plus prestige, plus lifestyle experience. All good. I'll take everything. There we go. Sounds good to me. Oh, there we go. There's the sick stallion. As Corsair trudges towards me, dragging his legs and hanging his head, there can be no doubt the stallion is sick. The handler assures me that there is a cure to be found for what ails him, but it comes at a hefty price. 20 gold, no less. Yeah. And that's why I don't like war horses. You have to pay for them constantly. And 20 gold is not a laughing matter. That's serious coin. Anyway, but I guess he will pay because he likes the horse. So, there we are. And that somehow seems to have been good for us. Maybe that was a good omen. Because shortly after, our wife, Sophia, gave birth to our son and heir. There he is, the little man. And, you know, the big question is, like, what name should he have? Etzo, interestingly, is actually a short form of Heinrich, if you would believe it. There's several ones, like the Heinz and Etzo. That kind of makes sense then, doesn't it? Given that our Kaiser is called Heinrich, there's also some Etzonen around here. Maybe that's a kind of signal to the Pfalzgraf here that there is an Etzo already in Sayn. We don't need another one. Okay, I think I'll do it. There we go. Etzo von Sayn. Could also rename him Heinrich at some point if he gets older, when he gets older. Don't want to say if. Shouldn't really. Knock on wood. Clock, clock, clock. The proper timing of our next move has become a major point of contention in my court. Tankulf and Hildegard are before me now. Their opposing views on a critical project threatening to cause a permanent deadlock. A scheme to destabilize a rival is slowly coming to fruition. Yes, it is. We're talking about the scheme to get a hook on Lüdiger. Tankulf urges me to wait for the perfect moment to act. Hildegard is practically jumping out of their skin, insisting we must strike now before the opportunity is lost forever. Yeah, I guess in that case, I think I've never played him as someone who would act on a whim, right? Maybe I did, like when he got to that tournament in England. We're not talking about that anymore. That did not happen here. Haste will lead to a disaster. The dithering will be our undoing. I guess. Well, I don't want the two of them to become rivals about this. We could just say that, hey, haste is leading to disaster. There we go. I think that's a proper thing to say. I hope that didn't. She's still good. Okay. Whew. By the way, I do have, I did talk with someone about Modestus here. Modestus, after having lost his daughter and wife and a period of mourning, has decided that he is not going to wed again. That was his own decision. So that's something we have to respect, actually. I can't marry him off again. So that is his, so the Schwarzburg dynasty will already be extinct once he dies. Right. That's just the way it is. Oh, what's that? Wait a second. He's looking at me very angrily, but apparently he likes me. I have heard good things about you, and I'm interested in starting a written conversation. I hope that this letter finds you willing, for I'm awaiting your swift reply. I'm guessing that's the way he would say it. All right. I guess we can exchange some letters. I've never properly understood how that mechanic works. I'm usually making a mess of it, so let's see how it goes now. Anything. So anyway, so we're building rapport with Duc Renaud of Upper Burgundy. Right, there we are. Thank you for your swift response. I'm looking forward to our correspondence. Please, I implore you. Pick the first subject for us to discuss. Signed, Duc Renaud. Okay. War stories or military strategies? I think I would like that. I think I would like to talk with him about military strategies. Like, he's definitely, he knows what he's talking about. And I'm not too bad either. I'm actually quite good in martial. And I have fought in a war before. And I don't think, like, exchanging war stories is something you would do in an official correspondence, right? That doesn't sound right to me. So there we go. We will talk about military strategies. Still doing that. Aha.
Greetings, Graf Siegfried. To think that you would ask about a subject so dear to me. You truly know me better than most. Since you have indulged me so, I must ask if there is anything I can do for you? Signed, Dugreno.
Oh, look at him. He liked it. All right. A trade deal. Okay. I don't think I would gain anything from having a hook on him. Not sure if we need a trade deal. I guess we could keep up the correspondence. Well, at least that sounds right to me. Well, I guess. There you go. Oh, 300. Great stuff. That was actually good. Kriemhild has begun instruction in Slavonic under Mislav. Is that actually something I would want her to do? Well, I guess... Okay, so the people around here speak the language. It's not anywhere near the diplomatic reach of us, but okay. Ah, there we go! Since I started my search, reports of white boar sightings have been coming in from all over Sayn. To sift through the accounts and sort fact from fiction is a huge task. If only the reports were more reliable. That's a lot of gold. Ooh. I think that is somewhat personally important to him. And I guess he would not say that Lüdiger should do this because he doesn't like Lüdiger and therefore doesn't really want him anywhere near this. So I guess he's stressing out again. I guess that's just what he does. Ah, that's the first teething. Aww. And she loses her first milk tooth, I guess. I would say that's lovely and she should keep the charm. I don't want to run around with her teeth. Should we attend court again, or is there something that we should do considering the fact that we feel stressed? I don't think he feels too stressed right now, right? This is just some minor stress. It is May, so I guess we could attend court. By the way, what's he doing? He stood at court. And now we can run around the dangerous area once more. Ah. Safe and secure. Ah, very good. Oh, the ghosts of the Teutoburg forest. The forest grows dark and tangled as your party enters a region the locals call cursed. Tankulf speaks in hushed tones of what happened here 1,000 years ago. 3 Roman legions, nearly 20,000 men, ambushed and slaughtered by Germanic tribes under Arminius. I am not sure that that would even be something that people would have talked about or known at the time. I don't think that would be the case. Because it's not part of folklore, that is just something that we discovered or rediscovered through Roman historians. And so probably would have been known at the time to monks and so on, the people that copy those works. But I'm not sure that people would have talked about this widely. But of course, hugely important for how the Roman Empire acted in this region here. They say you can still find bones if you dig, whispers a local guide. Lüdiger? Dum, da-dum, dum. That's a different Lüdiger. who has reluctantly agreed to lead you through. And on foggy nights, people hear marching, thousands of feet tramping through the mud, Latin commands shouted by voices that died before Christ was born. Incorrect. That's incorrect. I always kind of I'm very bad with dates. Was it 9 after Christ or 19? But it's definitely AD. The trees seem to press closer. Somewhere in the mist, a crow calls, or is it something else entirely? All right. Well, I guess now that we are taking this seriously, do we want to learn more about the battle, or just go about it? I think so far he hasn't been the most studious of people, right? Yeah. It's fine. There's a nice museum around here in Kalkriese where they... a lot of people would say that is exactly where, or at least one of the main battles took place. I'm not 100% convinced. Just because we still haven't found that big mound that was supposedly built by Germanicus, the general who came afterwards, and who buried a lot of the dead soldiers over there. We haven't found that. So I guess maybe it never existed. That could definitely be the case. But as long as there's no... You know, if we don't find that, then maybe we are not at the exact battle here. Anyways, we are in Frankfurt. There's Adelheid again. There's that guy here, Imed. Alright. Why does he have these guys hanging around his court that are lowborn and that don't really add anything to the court? I think that's kind of oversight. What is he doing, by the way? Where is he going? He is going back. Alright. Ah, I guess he has been at the coronation here of Bretislav? I guess. Would we have been able to come as well? No, I think we would have seen it. Anyway, what should we do? We can perform courtly duties. We've done that. Don't want to do things twice all the time. Maybe in that case we're just here to perform courtly duties then. There you go. Half the realm helping us. Thank you. And I guess we can stay for a few months and then return before winter. That is very, very important. Yeah, by the way, this is taking forever, right? Should we just take these 67% that chance here? Can attend court. Maybe now we can try to get some rest. And it's August, so I guess we might as well. Whoop. There's a linguistic drift. Wilish culture's language has changed to Cymric. Okay. Good stuff. And the Cambrians are also speaking Cymric. Wow. What is happening here, by the way? Oh dear. Right. So he's definitely the overlord of Ireland now. Now he's conquering the Isle of Man. He has lost something, right? He has lost part of the Isles here. What's Scotland doing? Fighting with themselves? Okay. That would be very, very interesting, right? If he was able to actually unite the British Isles and then create the empire. Oh, the sacred oaks of the old faith. Deep in the forest, your party discovers a grove of ancient oaks, their massive trunks draped with faded ribbons and carved with symbols older than Christ. A spring bubbles at the center, its waters reflecting the canopy above. This is a place of the old religion, sacred to the Germanic tribes since before Rome fell. Meinrad, a stern village pastor who has accompanied your party, is outraged. Pagan filth, he spits. The villagers still worship here in secret. These trees must be felled, this spring defiled, the evil rooted out. But even as he speaks, you notice fresh offerings at the base of the largest oak. Bread, flowers, a lock of hair. Someone still tends this place with devotion. Again, that is something I'm not too sure about. Because this area here was very much Christianized by the 9th century. Right? We know that Charlemagne fought wars with the Saxons around here, and then we have all these really, really powerful bishoprics of Münster and Paderborn. So that area here was really, really very Christianized. Yeah. Well, I guess he would be someone to say, okay, that's not all right. That's definitely against the law. And we are a just person. With axe in hand. Alright, back home. Right, we can still do a hunt if we wanted to. And we can go back attend court. Like I said before, I don't want to do that too often, so maybe we don't do it the next year. See if there's something else we can do around here. At some point, obviously, we could look into whom Kriemhild could marry. It's quite... Well, the obvious thing would be to look into a marriage with Prince Popo here. The two of them like each other. There's a connection already. Oh, of course. I don't... Like, Siegfried does not like where that guy is going. But I guess that would not be that much of a big concern. As we do see here, the Kaiser would permit it. What? What? Hey! My rival! Have you heard what they call you? My rival Lüdiger says to me while laughing. They call you Graf Siegfried, the priest hater. What? Not what you call flattering, perhaps, but it's unlikely that you can do anything to change it. Better get used to it. What is that? Is that his doing? That's preposterous. What have I done? What have I done to warrant that? I've done nothing. Is that just because? I guess that is the very negative interpretation of me leaving the umbrella of the Archbishopric of Cologne and instead opting for the Kaiser. But that doesn't make me a hater of priests. I do not hate priests. And that's that's really why. If he were to do something criminal, I would be able to punish him. That would be so nice. Can't you do something really criminal, Lüdiger? Why don't you do something criminal? You know what? I will try that one here now. I've started a series of vicious rumors against Lüdiger. Yeah, we go. We fight back. None of them are true, and someone should decry them as the obvious lies they are. But better way for that someone to have Lüdiger in their debt. I must stand up to this injustice. There we go. A strong hook. Yes. That's it for you, Lüdiger. That's what happens. That is what happens. And now you go in the monastery. There you go. Have a nice little haircut. Shave off your stupid beard. Show us that you don't actually have any upper lip. What happened to him? There's a Very thin upper lip. Look how arrogant he looks. Lüdiger. Okay, so what do we do? I guess what we can do is say Romuald can take over that position here. And now we are free to actually take in Dieter here as our new marshal. That sounds right to me. Oh, look at him. He likes it. Good stuff. Lüdiger. That guy really makes my blood boil. There he is. Is there... Can I maybe send him to Cologne or something? Can I just like say offer court here and then you can have a Lüdiger? You know, he's not in the list. I guess he's currently technically not where he is at my court, but he is at a different... He's in... What? He went down to Nice? Nizza? Okay. Well, he can, as long as he stays away. I really don't want to see that guy anymore. I'm done with him. Definitely done. Right. Okay, so that's 20 advantages here. Right. So what did we actually do? We've spent the last few months fulfilling every grueling task that you've been set. Delivering missives, sharing gossip, complimenting colleagues, and preparing the court early each morning. Okay. Yeah, I did that. We now have some money. We have some coin. Would it be wise to actually look into... I think it would, right? Maybe you have some bowmen. There we go. Yeah, I guess it would be nice to have better military. Yop, yop. How's he doing? Minus 165. So still not able to wage war. Once he is, I guess I would actually purchase that truce. But he could have done that all the time and he didn't go for Sayn, but I guess I'm not taking any chances. Don't want to end up landless. That would be a disaster. Still, again, I would not, like, that would not be a game over for me. I would just continue. Oh, been appointed Kaiser Heinrich's Master of the Horse. That is actually quite nice. See, he's a man of the horse. Everyone likes how he keeps his own horse, and that's actually huge, as you do see here. That's 0.6 gold per month, 0.5 prestige. Wow. Right, he does have another son, Liutbrand. I remember the day when my daughter Magdalene was born to my wife Sophia, my benign daughter. Memories like these bring me comfort. No matter what happens, I know that my family is there for me and that House von Sayn stands strong. Until our fidelity engulfs the world. Oh, that's our family motto. I think I like that one. That sounds very much like a house concerned with justice would say, right? Until our fidelity engulfs the world. Aww. Yeah, I guess I will just treasure the thought. It is May. By the way, yeah, we do have a Pfalzgraf now of Goslar. That was another addition I made. To the Regnum Teutonicum mod. That you should all be downloading and playing. Ah. Now we have a Life of Glory. There we go. Even though my wife is a part of my court, it's not often we get to spend the day together. Today, however, was not a day like most others. It was quiet in the castle for once, and most of the court was well occupied with unimportant matters. Sophia came to me quietly. "I know just the place we can be alone," she whispered. She took me deep into the gardens, and though I looked around for the groundskeepers, I saw none. I sent them away, Sophia said. How she managed such a feat, I didn't ask and didn't care, as the day that followed is one neither of us likely to soon forget. Oh. Whoops. Apparently we lose a lot of stress, so we and there's no option to say no. Yeah, I mean, someone has been arguing in the comments that when I said that people at the time were usually chaste, I think that's the wording I used. That was not what I... that was actually not the case. Because there are many documented bastards around. And while that might be true, I think that is also somewhat misleading. There's not that many bastards documented at all, actually. I did do a quick search and found this PhD thesis where a researcher pointed out that I think she investigated like 3,000 or so MPs from the parliament in England in around the 13th century and 14th, and she found out that of them, of all the documents that I could find, there's only like 1% of them had actually illegitimate offspring. And that's just, okay, one case. But, yeah, I do believe that people were rather, they would not do something like that. If you chose to have illegitimate children, they would still count as your children, and you would have to do something with them. You would have to give them something when you know, give them titles, give them land, or whatever. So that's something you would have to be able to afford. And counts at the time, for example, the game makes it seem very grandiose, and they might have had castles and so on, but inside those castles there wasn't much luxury at all. Especially like in the 11th, the 12th century. Maybe afterwards it gets a bit more luxurious, I'm not sure. But around that time, they had, you know, quite the mundane life. So you wouldn't be able to bring up all these bastards around you. Anyway, so when the game says someone is chaste, though, that does mean something different, right? So generally, I would say people at the time were committed to their spouse. And the trait chaste in CK3 goes a step further and then says Siegfried dislikes intimate contact, avoiding the temptations of the flesh. Okay, and we have to take it by its word, right? So that means while they did this, and I think we've had that before when we, through the wording of the make love interaction here, it seemed to me that Sophia, while she's also chaste, was a little bit more into it than he was from the, carnal side of things. That she actually liked that more than he did. So I'm guessing that's why it makes sense that she's the one to initiate this. And I guess he's not against it. But he wouldn't pursue that actively, I think. That's important. That is important. And of course, we figured out that I think he wouldn't even think about sleeping with any other woman. The concept itself is absurd to him. All right. Oh, yesterday, Romuald went to one of the thermal spas in Aachen to rest. These hot springs have been famous since ancient times, and Romuald seems to have enjoyed his time off. Oh, well, good for you, Romuald. I guess that might be something we can do, actually. I guess we can also visit hot springs. We doesn't need that right now, though. But we could do a pilgrimage to Aachen. Oh, that might be something. I guess not in the winter, though. That's something we can do in springtime. Not doing that now. We have to travel through the bad winter. And I hope that this time we can use the bridge up here. Because I don't want to go through the Isenburg forest. No. I don't want to go there anymore. Oh. Well. I guess we had a nice time being master of the horse. Now we aren't. Anyways, our monasteries is complete. Praise God. I have just received word that the small Catholic monastery I ordered to be built has been completed in Sayn. It may be humble in size compared to the other great monastery complexes, but it will provide for the local community in more ways than one. I am glad to have founded such a religious site. Great stuff. Oh, I guess now we do get the whole benefits. Alright, that's fine then. Okay. Ta-da! And you know what? I always wanted to have Hildegard in a position like this. So I guess this would mean now that she is, even though, again, she moves to stay as Archbishop Farabert's court, I cannot do something against that. But I wanted to say kayfabe. in our fantasy, in our headcanon, she is now the abbess of that newly found monastery. And again, I can still say she should serve in that capacity here. Which is interesting, right? Because you cannot do it through this interaction. You can only do it via this interaction. That's a takeaway. That's where I teach you how to play the game. And that's again because technically she is now at his court. Oh, what's this? Oh, now we do have a coronation. Ah. Oh, because we have a new king. That's a variation of the Arpad dynasty. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That's way too many accents there. Okay. Well, if it's that important, I guess we will be going. Even though, oh. That's a long journey. Do we get mercenaries? I don't want to go through Isenburg. Don't make me go through Isenburg, please. But if I go around it, then I lose some time. Although I guess that would be fine. There we go. Yeah, that's still fine. Anyway, should I maybe we go around that one then here as well? Couldn't they script that in a way that the game always gives you the path, or even maybe an option that says pick the path that has the least danger in it? Maybe. I guess we could visit the court of the king before that. I guess that makes sense. There we go. And then we go through Shekes Verherdewaard. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then we go down here, that's fine. So when we get back, I guess we can go through there again and then visit this funny monastery here. And then maybe here, there, and then we can also visit the Battle of Lechfeld. I don't want to overdo it, right? Because I don't want to like here and there and so on. But I guess what we could do is, instead of going through, I don't want to go to the Isenburg forest. No. But that's not much safer, is it? 34%, no, that's 31. Damn it. Well. You know what? I guess in that case he will take some forest guys with us. And I guess now we could also... I'm done. I don't want to do any more choosing. We are going. Oh, and it is October. Well, I guess we cannot change anything about that. We have to go. We are invited to such a special occasion. That is a big honor. So we have to fulfill it. And while we are on the way, we get to be on the feast of Saint Liborius. The city of Paderborn is alive with celebration. Peacock feathers wave above the crowds, church bells ring ceaselessly, and the smell of roasting meat fills every street. You have arrived during the Libori festival, the greatest fair in Westphalia. Adadalt. Why do you have so many A's in your name? A jolly cathedral canon explains the festivities. We honor Saint Liborius, whose relics were brought here from Le Mans centuries ago. For 9 days, the city belongs to pilgrims, merchants, and merrymakers alike. Stalls offer everything from relics to ribbons, while performers juggle and tumble for coins. A great procession is forming near the cathedral, led by bishops in golden vestments carrying the saint's silver shrine. Well, I guess we cannot linger. I'm very sorry, but we are on our way to Hungary, and that's quite the journey, so we have to move. Through the winter. Dum, dum, dum. Can already see it. Around us. The earth is freezing. I guess it would be somewhat easier to travel, since most of the roads that we are using here would be sunken roads. So the roads that build naturally because people keep on walking over it, but that also makes these roads, you know, very dirty. And if it rains a lot, then you can hardly walk through them. That's why you have so many side by side. A Starkbier fast. The monastery bells toll as Engelbert, a round-faced monk with an infectious smile, waves your party toward the abbey gates. It is Lent. It is not Lent. He explains, and the brothers are observing their fast, but a peculiar one. We cannot eat solid food, the monk says, leading you to the brewery. But the abbot has ruled that liquid bread does not break the fast. He gestures proudly at the massive copper vats where the darkest, thickest beer you have ever seen is being ladled into tankards. We call it Starkbier, strong beer. It sustains us through the 40 days. The aroma is intoxicating, rich malt, dark bread, hints of honey. Several monks are already red-cheeked and cheerful despite the supposedly penitential season. The brewmaster offers you a sample with a knowing wink. Oh yeah, by the way, he is actually an eager reveler, right? I have forgotten about that. What a spectacle. You know what? Okay. Just because we are this eager reveler, we'll just stay and have a beer. It's fine. We're just on foot, we're not driving. So I guess we can do that. Still traveling. There is the seat of the king of Hungary. We learned something. Good. And Kriemhild has learned the Slavonic language. Well, good for her, I guess. Our other children are too young to learn anything. At the center of Kaloksa? I don't know. I sadly don't speak any Hungarian. There is a large church with everything else in the city settled around it. As soon as we enter the holy building, a man comes running over. My lord, you look like a man of means. Would you be willing to donate to our church? Scraping and bowing, he holds out his hand shamelessly. I see there's some minor work being done around the building, but it is not early enough to make up for all of the church's shortcomings. Yeah, I guess there is that. Then we would pay tax for piety, basically. Yeah, I guess when you are in a foreign country and people ask you to do something, I guess it would be rude if you say no. But I couldn't be a patron of that church here. We're way too far away from home and for doing that. So I guess he will get a donation, even if it's ridiculously expensive. Tankulf is in charge of our food supplies and sheepishly revealed our provisions are now all but useless. I know someone else who is all but useless. Having been poorly stored. Patches of mold cover the bread and produce. Alright. Ugh. Well, I guess since we just paid, now we're doing the opposite. I don't want to eat moldy bread, and if I do that, there's a 10% chance that he dies. I don't want him to die from this. So yeah, okay. At the end of the day, he is a nobleman. Therefore, commoners should provide for him, should he so need. I finally arrived at Bucks for the coronation. Love or hate the king, none can deny the feeling of importance shared between we who shall stand witness. And I guess that is what we are doing. I don't think we have a strong investment here. Can we actually see? No, we cannot yet see who's doing what here. Heinrich seems to approve. That's what I'm taking away from his clapping his hands. Matilda here, I guess, is not that amused. Otaka, he's looking. He is looking in the distance. Not sure what he's looking for. Is that his wife? He's a bit cross-eyed. Oh, she's Low Franconian. Very interesting. Right. Okay, so where are we? He does mostly have supporters. So there's that. There's also an Amir. Amir al-Umara. I think he got lost. I'm not sure why he's here. He's seizing advantages. Okay. Anyways, the gathering is as grand as expected. Faces familiar and foreign mingle, and I hear greetings just warm enough to be polite. When the host speaks, the room quiets out of instinct. My friends, my vassals, my kin, your presence honors me more than any crown could. Until the ceremony begins, eat, drink, speak freely. And now that I see each of you and will not forget who stood here today with me. Question is, like, do we even understand him? Of course we don't. He speaks Hungarian. But, again, maybe someone who has a bit more knowledge about this could tell me something here. But, these were highly formulaic. Right, these kind of coronations. So we would hear a lot of Latin, I suppose, because a lot of this is guided by the church, and Latin is somewhat of the lingua franca. Like, yeah. Which would also mean that we don't understand much, but yeah, there's that then. There he is. Markgraf Konrad points at our host, King Arpad Géza, standing alone finally. This is our chance, Konrad insists. We are here to stand in witness and support his coronation. It is only fair that we get something in return. Right. Ooh. Everyone will see we stand close to the king. I think that's quite nice, right? Taking this away from the whole thing. We came here a long way. So you might as well. Good Graf, I turn around to... Oh, he denied the petition. Damn him. I turn around to find Markgraf Konrad next to a nervous man. You know that I cherish you, and it would bring me great joy to help you. Here, I offer you the first and best of my men, Waldemar, my well-accomplished bishop. May this serve as the start of a friendship between our houses. Is that even legal? Can you just get rid of your own bishop like that? Well, that is very interesting, and he sure is capable. But I don't... yeah, I think I will navigate it this way. I don't think that is proper. So, right. I don't know, maybe this was some kind of test. As the light of the day wanes, I see Count Dragos looking in my direction. With an acknowledging nod, he smiles and steps closer. A fine day it has been, would you not say, Siegfried? We must certainly thank God for these blessings. We, Orthodox, revere his teachings, he declares with pride, taking a deep breath before continuing his theological dissertation. Do I, or do I not? Nah, I think he's keeping out of this. He's not that furtherful when it comes to that. Well, he's following the teachings, but he is not someone who would, I don't know, actively proselytize. Oh, the white boar! As the days pass, I hear nothing about the white boar, and I grow restless. Surely someone must have seen it. What about all the peasants who litter the grasslands? Maybe I should appeal for their assistance. Who litter the grasslands? No. I send a missive. We'll find it. King Arpad Géza takes a second to observe the crowd, spreading his arms. The voices of the courtiers have become as constant as the chirping of birds, and I have no doubt that Duke Borkalan Peter intends to join them. Hungarians do that thing, right, where they have the last name first and then the first name last. So, there we go. Good Graf, he says, sliding up to me. May I be so bold as to ask, what are your thoughts on the celebration? I have no doubt that King Arpad Géza's rule will be one of love and justice. Or will it? Well, I guess he would be someone that we could get behind, right? Oh yeah, we say long may he reign. I finally managed to leave the other guests behind and enter the church, in search of a quiet moment. The altar to God shines dimly, illuminated by a dozen candles. A fragrant silence fills the cold walls. To my right, a mural of St. Matthew offers me a stern look. To the left, the tincture that once was Jesus is fading slowly, his smile almost imperceptible. Right. I am praying. Well, I'm here, and I'm praying, so I guess I'm praying for Hungary. That would be the correct and proper thing to do. Oh, Graf Siegfried! King Arpad Géza calls for me with a big smile. Next to him stands another guest, a bishop that I'm not acquainted with. This is Bishop Benno. King Géza introduces him. I believe you two would find much common ground. Metaphysical conundrums, perhaps. Oh, metaphysical conundrums? Again, yeah, I don't think we should really get too much engaged with what is happening around here. We are very much a foreigner in these lands, so we're doing the polite thing all the time. I am a friend to all, King Géza. Oh, and we do have a perk. Yes. August! Peng! Do we get the... Why? I thought we would get the little... Aww. His cap. The cap is better than anything else. He will remain capped. That's the thing. All preparations are complete. The great ceremonial assembly now awaits in Bucks High Church. Okay. Moving on. Until the bishops, the Hungarian nobility, and the common people have all acted their customary part, Géza is no true king. His rule cannot be just without their acceptance of it. Okay, so the priests, that's alright, and the local peasants, the elders, okay, whoever those are, and the vassals, and so on. So, that my audio gave out completely. So this is post-game, Marcus. I'm commenting on what I'm seeing right here, and this is how we have to do it, I guess. Sorry about that. I don't actually know what's wrong with my Focusrite. It usually works just fine, but I'm having a monitoring right now what I'm seeing here. Anyways, okay, so we're still at the Coronation. The king is crowned. That's great for him, I guess. So I'm guessing I was reading out the text, so there we are. Yeah, anything else? This is 2 days later, right? I recorded this on a Sunday, so I sadly couldn't upload on that day. So there we are. Alright, the queen is crowned as well. Her upbringing did little to prepare her for the Hungarian rites. Well, I guess those rites or whatever we're having here would be in Latin, so that would not be that big of a problem, I guess. But there we have it. The king has his queen. Good stuff. Anyways, we still have 41 supporters, 8 detractors. That's quite solid. I swear to observe all just laws and customs of the Hungarian people, to rule with gentle wisdom and judge with merciful grace. I guess that means he's not gonna do nothing at all. So there's a bit of an oath there. Bit of a nothing oath. Anyways. We're waiting for the feast, of course. There you go. The rites are complete. Let the tables be filled. At least the Kaiser is still having fun. Graf Siegfried, my fellow vassal, Herzog Joffredo. There he is again, that stinky little bastard. My dear kinsman Burkhard tells me that you are a hysterical man. I surely hope that the rumors are false and all a simple misunderstanding. So there we go. There is the obnoxious Burkhard again. Burkhard von Luxembourg, there we have him. And so he's been talking shit behind my back. That's really not very nice. Yeah, that being said, I was thinking about here. Am I making an enemy right here? And I guess it's not really worth it. We are at a very low stress level, so I think I rolled in the end. If I remember correctly. There we go. I'm at a low stress level. I was definitely not going to apologize for anything. But I guess the cool I'm not here to talk about him, that was the better option. I think the one that I rolled for in the end. And I was looking for, okay, what can I do against the man? Right, sadly the game leaves you not with many things to do. Even if we were rivals, I could try to duel him, but then he would likely say no. Anyway. Bolesław was overjoyed with the saffron cakes. Great stuff. Now the reign of King Géza has begun. He's wounded here, I'm not sure why. That's not our problem anymore, we're heading back home. So we are walking across the beautiful landscapes of Hungary. Right through that important center here. Again, one of the models of the Medieval Arts mod. I cannot recommend enough. Okay, and we're taking the southern route here below Lake Balaton, and we're heading straight for home again now. Oh, and I was appointed Kaiser Heinrich's court poet. Well, that means I guess we are great in diplomacy, and that's what's associated with that. I've never done anything poetically in my life. But I guess it's more of an honorary position. The Gurk Cathedral rises from the Forstead Valley like a prayer-made stone. Your party has arrived during a time of pilgrimage, and the faithful crowd the entrance to the crypt where Saint Hammer lies entombed. Adalgar, the guy with like 2 A's in his name, a kindly canon of the cathedral, explains the saint's story. A noble woman of great wealth who, after losing her husband and sons, gave everything to found churches and help the poor. She is particularly venerated by those with afflictions of the eyes, he says, gesturing to the many pilgrims with bandaged faces or milky gazes. Many have been cured by touching her tomb. The atmosphere is charged with desperate hope and quiet faith. Whether you believe in miracles or not, something profound is happening here, the convergence of suffering and hope at the resting place of a woman dead for centuries. I think we established before that he does believe in miracles to a degree, and I guess he would... Well, there's lots of stuff to do here, right? I guess we pick that one here, right? May I approach the tomb and pay my respects? That seemed very appropriate to do. Right. Walking past Hallstatt, through Salzburg, and the Chiemgau with the beautiful, beautiful Chiemsee. If you are in the area, you should check that out. There's no end to the opinions. What's that? Oh, I was looking for a war that's happening over there. Anyway, Etzo becomes bossy. That's good for him, I think. Look at him, being a bossy baby. Yep. Looks no nonsense. There we are. Good stuff. Right, it's getting winter again. We don't like the winter. We know that. Don't like the winter at all. Right. The scriptorium of the Bavarian Abbey is a place of hushed reverence. Monks bend over slanted desks, copying ancient texts by candlelight with infinite patience. Sigismund, the Abbey's librarian, guides your party through rows of chained books, more knowledge gathered in one room than most people will encounter in a lifetime. We preserve what the ancients knew, he explains, showing you a crumbling Roman manuscript. Medicine, philosophy, history, all would be lost without our work. A young monk nearby is illuminating a gospel page, adding gold leaf to an intricate border of vines and fantastic beasts. The smell of ink, parchment, and beeswax candles fills the air. Here, in this quiet room, civilization itself is being kept alive through the dark centuries. Yeah, exactly that. I think I said that before in the episode, right? That's exactly how we have all these surviving texts, because the monks of the time were kind enough to actually preserve them for us. I'm monitoring my audio, by the way, and I can see that sometimes it just goes quieter again. It's really something to do with my focus rights. That's really annoying. Anyways, we're going back home. Oh, and a perk in the wandering lifestyle. Great stuff. I'm not picking up on it yet. There we go. Ah! And I guess he would take mustering here, since that sounds right to him. I think. I guess I could have gone for well prepared as well. Given the fact that he had his problems with journeys before, but we're not talking about that. Right, improves effectiveness of your stationed men-at-arms. Up north we travel, up the Rhine, now from Speyer to Worms. It's not Worms, by the way. There's a bit of education. I've been traveling for much of the day, weary and tired as there hadn't been a good place to properly rest for several hours. Wasn't this supposed to be a well-traveled road? And lo and behold, we eventually saw a small stream of water, and what more, there were old worn-out bronze cups hung by chains to a nearby boulder. Seems that the locals, or perhaps whoever was in charge of the region, generously provided these cups of travelers to more easily collect water. There we go. That was nice of them. The wines of Eberbach Abbey. Right, that's the one where we sample the Riesling. We've had that before. I hope all of you who like wine have already gotten to your, I don't know, local winery to get some Riesling and sample it for yourself. And I guess we're back home. Good stuff. Okay. Now, obviously there's a lot of stuff we can do, but there's always the same thing. To the impressive Siegfried, I have heard good things about you, and I'm interested in starting a written conversation. I hope that this letter finds you willing, for I am awaiting your swift reply. Signed, Herzog Ludwig of Thuringia. Okay, that's one of those again. So what do we do? I guess we start exchanging the letters. Again, there is no really like personal letters at the time. It's nothing you would do. The only thing that you would do is exchange, you know, official documents and such. So I guess that is what we're doing. I guess both of them would hardly be able to read anyway. That's something to consider. Not sure if you hear my neighbor outside mowing his lawn. Terribly sorry for that. Anyways, to the benevolent Siegfried, thank you for your swift response. I'm looking forward to our correspondence. Please, I implore you, pick the first subject for us to discuss. Right, and there we go. Both of these consider diplomacy, I think. There's the discuss the finer points of etiquette, and please tell me about court alliances. And I guess I was weighing these options, and you can only do wrong here, I think. I always hate this little event. And I think I picked the court alliances because that sounded more like something you would exchange some letters over. I certainly wasn't going to invest 50 gold just to get some diplomacy experience. To the effusive Graf Siegfried, you have greatly misjudged me if you think sycophantry will get you anywhere. I see now your words are as empty as your skull, and to think that I used to value your friendship. Signed, Herzog Ludwig of Thuringia. Oops. Yeah, that's the way it usually goes. But anyways, we have a commander that's being promoted. Did I opt against him? Jesus Christ, he's very good, is he? Brilliant strategist and blade master. I guess I was worried about the vengeful and wrathful combination, because that's the wrong kind of vengeful for us, right? That's someone who acts based on emotions when it comes to his vengefulness, rather than, you know, being honorable. Yep, there we go. Too bad. It was very useful. There we go. The man has principles. We have established that. They're not very clear cut, always very subjective, but they are principles. There we go. We still don't have anyone to put in here. Oh yeah, I think it was time to give Dieter a title, while at the same time looking for a spouse for him. So taking a look into, obviously, right, at some point you gotta look for qualified people at your court. So I figured if he was gonna marry, he could marry someone that has great intrigue. Set this to a maximum of 25 years. Again, you would not marry if there was no chance of having children. That would be absurd. And there we go. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you look at this and be like, Jesus Christ, beautiful and intelligent. That is amazing, actually. But I don't want to min-max this. And there's Wiltrudis von Kalw. That is a very prominent house in the Reich. There we go. Her father is a Graf even. So that would be... and he would be willing to marry her off. So I was thinking that would be more appropriate, establishing some relationships with the Kalvs. Yeah, I was still going back to that. Oh, damn it. If that wasn't a roleplay playthrough, I'd definitely have chosen Tiborg here, but now I chose Wiltrudis von Kalw. Okay. There we go. And he accepts. Good for him. Oh, we have a construction slowdown. Ugh. There it was. Oh, I wish Lüdiger was here. That wouldn't have happened with Lüdiger. Romuald, do better. I expect you to do better. Just like Lüdiger did. I hated that man. I hated him so much. Right. So what are we doing? I think when we look at the stats, we're fine. Very fine. Oh, and he's traveling to Denmark for the coronation of a new king. There we go, King Svend the Third. Svensson. Alright, yeah. And I was looking at the pilgrimage to Aachen, because that is something that we wanted to do before. So why not now? And I guess out of all of these, the pious performance, that sounds really like something that a medieval nobleman would do. And of course, we can't cross the damn Rhine without going into trouble, right? Meurs up there is very low control. And I guess it's back to Riesenburg Forest. Like a 12% of danger. What could possibly happen? That sounded ominous. Anyways, yeah, worshipping I think is the right thing to do in that case. And now we could choose for offerings, but I guess I left that at basic. I will leave my mark at the pilgrimage site by carving my name and perhaps a message somewhere there. Okay, well, yeah, okay, let's do that. For whatever reason, we pay gold for that. And then we'll gain more prestige, and we actually get renown, and renown is always good. As you do see, we get 0.3 renown per month. That's not much. So whenever we get some renown, we will take it. Modestus is coming with us. He's in poor health, so I'm guessing he's going to pray for his own health. Or possibly for the remembrance of his wife and daughter that he so loved. Poor man. Broken. And there we go. There they are. We were resting along the road in Aachen when a traveling Low Franconian bard happened to pass by. She introduced herself as Margaretha van Gaveren. One of my guards offered the woman a few coins in exchange for some entertainment. Margaretha then sang through the several songs in the local Low German dialect, and there was little doubt about her talent. The melancholy songs touched our hearts deeply, and the joyful songs roused our spirits. And I guess what I did here was to say I'll try to note down the songs I like, because I remembered that I was court poet now. So I have an obligation to do that. There we go. My health position. I'm the court poet. Indeed. So there we go. Right. Oh yeah. And the marriage is said and done. And now she can be the spy mistress, I guess. Yeah, there she is. I guess the trade-wise, also not a very nice woman, but never mind. I've arrived in the center of Aachen, the great city of the Frankish ruler Charlemagne. Pilgrims bustle about, no doubt here to visit Aachen Cathedral and the city's other sites, just like me. I and my entourage decide to find appropriate lodgings for ourselves. Later we will visit Aachen Cathedral and hopefully see the spiritual wonders stored within. In the past few days while at Aachen, I visited some other religious sites and met with some of the town's notables. Today, with all my other business taken care of, I can finally enter Aachen Cathedral itself at last. It is a remarkable and splendid building, designed by a talented architect by the name of Odo of Metz. I sit in the main part of the cathedral, reflecting on my faith and engaging in prayer. Oh, marvelous place. Indeed it is, actually. You should, whenever you travel to Germany, go there. After spending some time in the main part of the cathedral, I go to view the cathedral's unique treasury, which contains many relics and objects, both religious and secular. One item strikes my fancy, a truly astounding work of art which I find spiritually inspiring. My eyes are drawn to the Coronation Gospel, an illuminated manuscript produced at the court of Charlemagne, which he used at his coronation ceremony on Christmas Day in the year 800. It is said he placed 3 of his fingers on his right hand on the first page of the Gospel of St. John when he took his oath. As my fingers touched that same page, I imagined what it would have been like to witness that coronation, a watershed moment in the history of the world. And indeed it was. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't hover over. I thought there would be a tooltip, but there wasn't. Damn it. Again, inspired by St. Stephen's purse in Aachen Cathedral. Give me some stewardship. Good stuff. I'll take it. Yeah, they look rather bored. My stay in Aachen comes to a close, and it is time for me to make the journey back home. Visiting the holy sites in this old and respected city is an amazing experience, and I leave feeling inspired by the things I've seen. Ah, good for me. I get the pilgrim trade, lose some stress, gain some piety, and legitimacy and renown. So that was all worth it. We go back. Back. Oh yeah, there we go. King Harold is doing his thing. He controls, I guess, most of, or almost all of Ireland by now. He's still fighting, although he's almost dead. There we go. Oh, the Great Fair of Frankfurt is there again, too. And, yeah. We are not falling for that. Back home! So much to do. Of course, we can always make love to the wife, but, yeah, I think we're rather done with that. For him, making love is more like a gentle hug. Oh, she's pregnant. A test of the pack. I think I had that before, right? With the trusted courtier that has fallen under suspicion and all. That was Lüdiger at the time. I'm not sure how to interpret it this time, but I stand by the courtier, I think. I do. And there we go. I stood by my courtier. My faith has been rewarded. The pack is strongest when it is united. He's a real wolf, is he? The priest hater. I'm still not sure. Why would you call him the priest hater? The man has done nothing to the priests. Nothing. Ah. Right. There's Prince Popo. Yeah, the current heir. It would be possible, of course, to marry Kriemhild to him. That would be very opportune I think I was debating the realism here. If that was really something that would have happened at the time. I guess we are Reichsunmittelbar, right? So we are one of the great nobles of the realm, among 200 others, I guess. Oh yeah, and we have the split of the Duchy of Angria, and now all the Westphalen provinces there, and the back provinces, are no longer territory of the Herzog of Angria. Oh yeah, I got another perk in there. And I guess I went with Heart of the Family. That kind of suits his position right now as he's getting older and he's having kids now and everything. So I guess that suits him fine. Yeah, no better wetness there. It is what it is. But I guess she's doing her job well enough. Oh yeah, and I was going to instill virtue. We want virtuous children. Reasonably virtuous, I guess. What I was doing there, I do not know. I was looking at people. Talking about them. Not sure. Romuald gained the trait Aspiring Blade Master. That's great for him. Oh yeah, and I thought it was time to go back to court. Good. And I guess we don't go to Isenburg if we don't have to. So yeah, good stuff. Alright. Alright, yeah, so the Kaiser's coming back as well. Mechthild came to me today in her capacity as my tutor, this time accompanied by a man with a decidedly scholarly demeanor. My lord, I would like you to meet Zande. As a learned man, I thought he might help with tutoring Italian vulgar to the children of the court. Useful, considering it's spoken by our neighbors in Venice, yes? I think Venice is not the big concern here. The man bowed and said little, though he seems pleasant enough and eager to join the court at Sayn if I so desire. And I guess that was a good idea. Not because of Venice, of course. Although I don't know, that will probably make it easier to detect these merchants in Frankfurt. But to have him here because, yeah, we need to communicate with the people south of the Alps, and they speak Italian. So there we are. Yep, and I guess why not learn from him as well. There we go, picking Italian as a secondary language at court. And also having him teach our younguns. Right, the gates of Frankfurt. And here we go. Don't know who these people are. Lots of low-born guests at the Kaiser's court. Still, I wonder why that is. That's weird. Anyways, I guess no, I don't have any court position really here. That Wilhelm there has got. We can't help him. I guess I was doing that. Commend the crown to religious leaders. That's always helpful for the Kaiser, given his problems that he's still having. Court today's abuzz with news that a secret rebel ring has been uncovered. I guess we did the. Yeah, I think this time I picked the I convinced them, and so on. I picked the other option before, but I guess I don't have to do that every time. Just get it off my chest. Make it easier. Every once in a while. And there's our daughter. And Sophia would like her to name her after herself. And I guess that's fine. We can do that. Also comes closest to us in terms of hair color. Oh, she has trouble conceiving now for 3 years. I guess we're fine. That's totally fine. Don't need any more children. We have enough children as it is. I guess we could have had one more son. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. He's getting some work done. There we go. Nah. Rolled low on that one. But I'm guessing we are actually no, we're still unimpressive. Okay. He's just not very impressive when it comes to his court work, I guess. Although that one here should be another, like, +5. So maybe that did it. Anyways, we learn the language. Oh yeah, okay, we pass a woman called Margherita da Promontorio. And we can talk to her about our learning Italian. Can have a simple, pleasant conversation. We're feeling rather feisty today. Or she can even join us. But I guess I don't want a character like her at our court. Doesn't seem to be a very nice person, frankly. I don't know if I rolled for that one. In the end, wasn't that much of a decision anyway, but I, for whatever reason, contemplated that. I was feeling rather feisty. It didn't work out. Okay. Well, well, that's just the way it is. Right, and there we go. We have King Morcar, Elfgar, son of Sigurd of England, of the House of Huais. And that is because England is an elective. So, Harold is dead, but his successors are in place, and they've kept most of the land that he conquered. And he is ambitious and brave, so I guess he will continue conquering. By the way, in the options, I've turned off the option that the conqueror trait is passed on to the successor. I turned that off because I think that is always that's very excessive. Anyways, yeah, okay, the wife is doing her thing again. I was really pissed off at that point. It's paradox. It's like, why does it have to reset at each time? We know that she's not good at any other thing, so why can't she just keep doing that? Now she's lost 50 gold. By the way, I just upgraded or started the upgrade on the personal estate. Yeah, she is in fine health, but she won't be in a moment because now she is in debt. I can visit the court again. And I guess this time I was taking another chance to get some gold here. Because now I had to pay her debts as well. And we are developing the county. That is new. Alright. It was September, so I guess it was time to head home. We go home, because we don't want to be traveling in the winter. No, no, no. Right, what about the mystical animal? What about the white boar? Where is it? I haven't seen it. Nobody's seen it, apparently. He's beginning to doubt his own eyes. Did he actually see a white boar? Or was he just hyping everyone else and now they all believe that they saw it? We will maybe never know. So, there is that. Anyways. I was looking at petitioning, but I guess there's still nothing really I can do there. What up now? At some point we can request minor titles, and that's good for getting renown. Oh, and we can push the case. And that means if we can push the case, we actually did it. We are now acceptable. Woo! Getting a bit more prestige per month. That's great. But I didn't want to use the push the case option here because I don't want to go back to the unimpressive status again. Because that will definitely lose you some court. Not grandeur, what was it called? I don't know. Okay, we're breaking fast with a friend. Right? It is such a beautiful day. Come out, join me outside for a morning picnic, she says. So I start a protest that I'm on my way to the church. Sophia interrupts me. God will still be there later, but these saffron cakes won't. And that's, I think, a bit of a dilemma for him. Because his principled nature would say, no, going to the church is very important. At the same time, he loves his wife, likes spending time with her. So, I think I rolled for that one. Yeah, I think I ended up with the with that option. Oh yeah, and then I immediately picked confess because I was like, okay, yeah, he feels bad about this. He missed mass just because of that. So he confessed about it, and for whatever reason, that was a very disturbing confession. You were like, how could you? Anyway, so... Oh, there is a call to arms. Following the start of the Holy War for the Grafschaft of Lübeck, our liege has called their banners, and we must now decide how to answer our summons. Yes, that's actually quite interesting. So the Kaiser is attacking the pagan northeast. And I guess that has to do with the recent split up of the territory over there. And, yeah, I said we will follow the Kaiser. That is part of our duty. And there he is, putting on his helmet. And we have Dieter and Philibert. And we are heading straight to the north. Oh, there's 2,000 guys over there. Well, maybe not straight. Maybe just looking for where we can join with the army of the Kaiser. There's one army down there. The Flemish Band. Okay, that's not his main host. No, there it is. There's his main host. I guess he will join up with him. Or is going straight for Lübeck then. Yeah, that's fine. The first army of Dannenberg. And it was here, I think, that I realized that I was over the 2-hour mark. So it was time to stop playing for the time being. So, yeah, I'm guessing that's it. We will continue next time here. And so, there we go. Until then, cheers. Bye-bye.